My favourite was the Southdown Freezing Works that was used in every single season of Power Rangers, but that wasn't my favourite overall. I think shooting out of Bethel's Beach, which is where we did all of the like the desert stuff. There are these massive sand dunes back off this incredible beach that always gets used in film shoots in New Zealand. They shot like a piano there and a bunch of things. But there is this weird section where of this farm where there's just these massive sand dunes, and that was loads of fun. We let off explosions and not worrying about fires and stuff.
Anyone else?
No, I have to agree. I've got happy memories of blowing up grinders on the Beatles dunes. We had some quite fun photos of us with some grinder parts. Yeah.
So, explosions. Behind you. Did you guys ever turn around and see the explosions? Did you ever screw up the shot by...
What was the question, sorry?
Have you ever screwed up the shot by looking at the explosion?
Being shocked by looking at the explosion.
Yeah.
Oh, like, you know, usually when explosions happen behind you, you're supposed to just sort of like walk forward, right?
Yeah, it's not the kind of thing it's usually not the kind of thing they sneak up on you. Got ya! Like, you're gonna know it's coming, so, but it's pretty cool. I think the biggest thing that I was you would think you would expect, but I just kind of didn't really expect is the heat. You'd be like, hey, look at this. Check. Okay, so there's a clear divide here.
I don't like it. Sorry.
That's all right. We'll just give her the question we had before. What do you stunts? I know the Rangers got themselves like their boot camp. Did you get any training before they threw you out there and started beating people up?
Not really. I didn't get boot camp like
Like the Rangers did.
preferential treatment much. No, but luckily I grew up doing taekwondo and then kickboxing. So we did a couple of rehearsals when we were first starting. They were like, oh, you know what you're doing, it's fine. And then they put me in this mask that I couldn't see through. It was like spray painted on the inside, so I could only see through a sliver in the bottom. And the amount of times I overshot like a kick or a punch and fell on my ass, I cannot tell you how many times I did that.
That's the excuse, she just says that so that it was okay for her to beat the stunties.
That's not true.
And the second question, of course, was most beautiful place to film, where you were while you were filming.
Excuse me. We shot a whole sort of fight sequence in a quarry, which doesn't sound like it would be really beautiful, but I thought it was really cool. That we were in an old abandoned like quarry doing like fight scenes. It was very uncomfortable, but I just thought it was really cool. So it was like my favorite spot.
And now, this is the part where things get a little interesting. Romance. Do any of you guys wish your characters had romance?
Actually, I asked this question on yesterday's panel. I said, so I haven't seen a whole lot of other Power Rangers seasons, and I was like, so how far has romance gone in like Power Ranger episodes? And they're like, oh, like a kiss or two. And so do they have that made out ever? And like, no one. So like, so do you wish that there was more romance in our season? I wish that there was romance in Power Rangers more in general.
Oh yes.
That would be sick.
I think as long as we're having the explosions, we can have hugs and make hugs.
Like a kiss behind like an explosion, like right in front, like explosion. Like that.
All right, get this guy right again. All right.
The answer is yes.
That's actually why there's a bit of a gap between the two of us right now, is because there's still unresolved feelings between.
Unresolved romance. I had people talk to me about that today, Ari.
Oh really?
Yeah, I have.
That's why they put us on separate ends of like.
Do tell, please, Li-Ming.
Yeah.
People noticed.
Yeah, we know that Jem had a little bit of jealousy, and I didn't want to come between them, so.
Gemma got to say some sentences all by herself
Yeah.
in our scenes, and so that was special too.
Yeah, it almost confused me. It was weird.
Did you guys have any like ships that you were really?
Woo! That is definitely a ship. Oh.
Jem and Gemma.
I see you.
Hey, actually, do do you guys, Ari and Li-Ming, do you guys remember how at the post-credit scene for that, how we were going to our bedrooms, how we had to reshoot that scene? You remember that?
Oh, yeah, we did.
Yeah, because like Disney, because it was like the scene was essentially Gemma and Gemma were going back to the rooms. It was like to go to bed, and then Ari's character says something like, "Oh, hey Gemma, if you're free this weekend, we can work on something." And then Li-Ming said, Gemma says like, "Oh, I'd love to, but," and then I say, she's busy with other stuff or something, and
then they both walk into the same bedroom.
yeah, and then Disney made us reshoot that. So what you saw was the reshoot, because the first time apparently it seemed like wrong because the way
You said other stuff.
yeah, I was at
Twincess.
so yeah, so maybe there's a ship there. I don't know.
So there's your run.
So I had to do like other stuff.
And where do you think your characters are now?
I'd love to hear your take on this because I've had to answer this before leaving. Yeah, I'd like to hear your take on it.
Can you go, Adelaide? I'd like to think that Tanaya and her brother are just like running some super efficient chop shop like out in Hawaii. You know, just like fixing cars and stuff and, you know, tanning on the beach. They finally learned to relax a little bit. You know, maybe they both take part in underground like bare knuckle fist fights to make ends meet, to pay for all the whiskey that they drink as they commiserate over how bored they are without people to kick the shit out of them. That's what I think.
I think Jim and Gemma are still very close, but I think they kind of have like become their own people a little bit more and have allowed themselves like a bit more space. But I think they still love blowing stuff up together. I don't think Gemma's met someone who shares the passion for pyrotechnics that Jim has.
I mean, Flynn's probably working on some cars somewhere, trying to help people, and still like bumbling about and not quite helping people in the most direct way, and getting in trouble and losing jobs again, and
Being well-meaning and Scottish.
yeah, being well-meaning and Scottish, and just kind of not quite ever hitting the mark, but with the best of intentions.
Well, we all know what the road to hell is paved with.
I feel like Flynn hasn't dropped his romance for Gemma, and he keeps on trying to get with Gemma, and then Jim's trying to always stop him, and then they fight, and then they kill each other.
So,
Noticing some Freudian issues.
Can I talk about her?
No, I actually don't.
well, so I
I like Gemma's mom. I like Li-Ming. So.
I love this because normally, you know, when actors give nice happy answers to this, but this was a dark season, so you guys went for the dark here. And that was, you know, I will say, is there anything you wish that you could, well, besides the weird princess thing that Disney wouldn't let you do? Like, is there anything you wish that the show could have done?
I actually wish, it wasn't something Disney would, oh yeah, I guess it was. But mainly, because you know how, I wish. So the other Rangers had their own kind of like backstory episode. I really wish that Gemma had a backstory episode because that wasn't explained. They're very interesting and different personalities, and I would have loved to have seen like their own kind of backstory episode, just to see how they became how they are.
There was a popular fan theory that your acting for this was based on them being post-traumatic stress disorder. That their enthusiasm was like their coping mechanism for all the tragedy.
That makes sense, but I'll tell you what, I remember, and this really, I think during the audition process, I think I heard something from someone who said that they might have been genetically engineered soldiers. I can't remember who said it, but I remembered something like that. So that, and as opposed to like coming from a fan, it came from the production side. I can't remember exactly.
I'd be really interested. I'd love to know what happened, where they came from, because they're the original Rangers. They were the first series operators that came.
Yeah, and like what happened like in the wasteland when they had escaped Alphabet Soup at one point, like there's a whole missing kind of like background during that point and before. Yeah.
If you want to talk about stuff that was missing, where the fuck was my Morpher at the end? I redeemed myself. future there now, weren't we? I'm just saying.
All right, then with this, we start lining up here for questions. I bet once you have some amazing ones.
Roll up.
All right.
First of all, I just wanted to say I just wanted to say that my dad loved both of you too. He would be here, but unfortunately he couldn't. Well, here's a question for both of you. What was it like having to talk in sync? You know, like having to finish each other's sentences?
It was a challenge, for sure, and we did put quite a lot of work into it, because not only were we speaking like we had dialogue object to get the accent, and then but also syncing each other up, and then trying to make sure that the sentences actually sounded like they made some kind of sense. So it was, a lot of extra rehearsal for us.
Yeah, I will say that initially they a lot of the sentences. At the start, they made me start the sentences and Li-Ming end the sentences, so she actually had a lot of the work, in terms of timing of preempting when I'm going to end to come straight in after. But I will also say that I believe I auditioned with 2 other girls for the role of Jim, and Li-Ming definitely got the timing down the best out of even just like at that stage. So Li-Ming was pretty on top of that. And it wasn't until they were, oh hey, shall we have Gemma start some sentences and let Jem finish one of them? So that's when I did it, but I think I did okay. Well, sure.
Thank you.
Thank you. How do you do from us?
Hi everybody.
Hey.
So RPM is a very different kind of Power Ranger season. So what was it like signing up to be Power Rangers, and then it turns out, oh, we're actually defending the last city of humans from a robot apocalypse.
I was stoked to find out the genre or the storyline of our season. I thought it was really nice. I thought it was really good to kind of do that, because a lot of the fans have grown up with the show, and I feel like it was a good little chance for the show to grow with the fans a bit. So yeah, I'm really glad that it kind of stands out as kind of being on its own in that sense, and being a little darker and grittier. And it was great. I love it.
Yeah, I also thought the writing on the script was really great. Like, it had a really quite dry sense of humour that I think put it apart from the other seasons, and I thought it was great.
All right, thanks.
Well, thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
So my question is for everyone on the cast, like, if you were to switch roles with anybody else in the cast, who would it be? And also, Mike, love your Twitch channel, bro. If you ain't following him, twitch.tv that.
Yeah,
Mike Jen.
plug that, Twitch.
I got you, Mike.
So what's the question again?
So if you were to switch roles with anybody else on the cast, who would you do? Like maybe blue be red?
Oh, a different color, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh.
I would have swapped with Black Ranger because Black is very slimming and he had a great car. Yeah, I should have that car. You should share it with me. It's my brother.
I would probably be red. That's the first story. I always wanted to be the Red Ranger when I played it, because I watched my Morphicon when I was growing up, and always wanted to be Red Ranger, and I always got relegated to blue. So it's kind of funny that I ended up getting relegated to blue. But I'm not relegated, I love blue. But yeah, probably Red Ranger, just because Red Ranger's Red Ranger.
But the blue matches your eyes.
That's true.
I probably would have been green, just because I thought Ziggy was so funny. Yeah.
I had a conversation out there at my table, and we were talking about different colors, like Dino charges like 12 Rangers or something like that, or something like that. And I was like, hey, has there ever been a Brown Ranger? And like, there's never been a Brown Ranger, so I'd love to be the first Brown Ranger.
Thank you.
So I just want to know what were your guys' thoughts and what you guys like each about when the show's being run by Eddie versus Chip. What you guys like about it, the differences, and anything.
Oh, I want to speak really negative. I really, no, I don't. No, I mean, I love, like, I've only ever had good things to say about Eddie. and when Chip came in, we didn't get a background episode, so. But no, Eddie's amazing. It's like I said, only ever good things.
Well, the only reason the show was as dark as it was so unusual is because Eddie had creative control before Chip came in, and I'm not going to bandy about or beat around the bush. Like, I'm an Eddie stan, 110%, and the changeover was very, very difficult for me personally. I was pretty fucked up, not going to lie. So Eddie, 110%. All the way, my favourite part of the season, and while it was, it was fun, the whole shoot, a little bit of my heart died when it changed over.
Yeah, I think the thing that really made RPM stand out is the character development that happened with each individual ranger and all the characters in the show, and those things really wouldn't have happened had Eddie not written it the way that he wrote it. And I think the thing that I was just kind of really disappointed about is there was a bit of the bland wash that came back in the second half of the season, and there was a lot of stuff that kind of went, like Easter eggs set up that kind of never came to fruition. There was a lot of stuff that kind of like got left out, but at the same time I kind of feel for Chip in the sense that anybody coming into that situation having to write themselves out of a hole, not knowing where things were going, especially in a Power Ranger, because he's written Power Rangers a lot, especially writing for a season that is so drastically different from any season that he's written for. It's hard, and I don't envy anybody in that situation. So I think he did a good job with what he had. But I really would have loved to have seen RPM go in the direction that it was supposed to go from start to finish. I would have loved to have seen that complete arc of story.
Good points.
And I would have got my Morpho.
How y'all doing? So, one more here. For Adelaide, if you became a ranger, what kind of megas would you think your character would have?
I mean, personally, I'd want a cat-type Zoid because I can be very cat-like and then all I do is nap and eat and annoy people. And very occasionally I'm lovable, but for the most part, easily distracted, attracted to movement, and I sleep a lot. So yeah, I definitely need a cat Zoid, for sure.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Hi. First of all, love your dress, love your hair.
Why, thank you.
My actual question is for almost everyone. I really love the movie Blood Punch. Is there any interesting stories about that movie that you guys remember?
So many interesting stories. I learned how to die a lot. I learned a lot about filmmaking on that, from like the start to end process. Because usually as an actor you kind of like show up, you like stand here, say what you need to say, move along, then you kind of leave. But it was a really immersive experience in terms of kind of understanding kind of the nitty-gritty of how a film gets made, and it was invaluable. I loved that. Funny stories. I mean, so many. We had so much fun on that. And it was just kind of cool after Rangers to kind of get to break out and really shake off into something that was entirely different that would never existed in Power Ranger world. Yeah, I loved it. I had a great time with it.
It was super fun. I learned how to lace myself into a bustier, a satin and studded bustier by myself. As far as like cool stories, do you remember when we were out in the desert and we all went to that little bar and did like line dancing? And it was like randomly like lesbian night at this little tiny bar in the middle of nowhere in this small town in the desert where we were shooting.
Chris, right? Chris? We got evacuated because there was a bomb
yes,
right near a military base where they keep all of like the A-bombs and stuff.
Yeah, so that was really fun.
Yeah, that was great. We got to see a lot of small, very, very small town America. It was great. Well, California. It was awesome.
It was very cool.
No worries.
So, what was the craziest stunt that they let you do, and were there any that you lobbied for them to let you do?
I just wanted to do all of my fight scenes all the time, but I think they hung me off a bridge. With a suspension cable. I'm terrified of heights. I'm really afraid of heights, and I was staring directly into the sun. So that was like definitely a rough one where I was simultaneously blind and terrified I was going to fall to my literal death.
Good thing you had the visor on your face, you couldn't see through it.
I didn't have a visor on that day. The one day I didn't have a visor, I didn't have sunglasses. Nightmare.
I think I just got to do. I kind of have a history of gymnastics and martial arts and stuff, so I got to do quite a lot of my own stuff. So I got to do a lot of like flipping stuff. And I remember one fight sequence that was actually with your stunty. I was kind of like I was like spinning her around my body to fight everybody, and I got to do that. It was a lot of fun. But nothing too super dangerous. I wanted to do the running backflip up the wall, but they had the stunty in there.
I really had it. I didn't think anything.
Well,
anything dangerous. I can't think of anything dangerous that we did.
No.
Not really. I will say one thing that I do remember. I mean, I won't say my stunt, but I'll say someone else's stunt, the stunt person's stunt. There was, I just remember once, because that's the first time I've actually been on production watching stunt people, and there was this one fight that they had on a jungle gym, and I had to see. This is, there was this grinder, and he had to fall from the top onto like the side of the slide, and like hit the side of it, and then like fall off onto the ground. And I just remember watching that scene, and he had to do a take after take, and I was like, man, how does his back taking that? He had to fall onto the side of the slide on his back and fall off. And I was like, man, how's he doing that every time? Like respect.
The studies are no joke. Okay? There's no soft way to do these things.
It's crazy. And it's like it's a non-union show, so they can get away with a lot more stuff than they can't on a union show. So it's even worse. Just saying.
Hi, my name is Helena. So I have a question for our leader. So I'm Scottish, and my dad's Scottish, and we have like a lot of family there. And so getting to watch the show and have like a Scottish Blue Ranger was so much fun to watch with my entire family. So my question for you is, did you have to go through like accent training, and how hard was it to like master the accent?
I kind of have a bit of an affinity for accents anyway, so I kind of have always like played around with them and just had different things. It was kind of one that I had in my back pocket. I watched a lot of Billy Connolly growing up, and like living in New Zealand, you get a lot of Commonwealth stuff, so we're exposed to a lot more accents than kind of you're exposed to here. But I remember just before the audition, I picked like 3 accents to choose from, and I remember sitting in my room watching a lot of YouTube videos, and just immersing myself and hearing it a lot, and then eventually it just kind of settled in, and it was where it was. They actually asked me what I came with versus what was in the show was kind of different. I had more of like a really full-on Glaswegian accent, which is like, really like this, you can't understand anything. And they were like, you can't, and they're not going to understand you, you got to kind of pull it back a little bit, so it kind of became a little more homogenized, a little easier to understand. Funny story about the accent though, there was a very brief period of time where my character could have been mute. Eddie very nicely in the audition process, like we did a couple of different accents, and he's like, okay, cool, like you got like a 3-page scene with dialogue. He's like, okay, I just want to try something, just do this scene again, but just do it without saying anything. Like act out all of these lines, but just don't say anything.
How did you do it?
Yeah, apparently it actually turned out pretty well, but I decided to go with Scottish instead. But yeah, it was just a lot of practice and immersing yourself in the accent.
How was his accent, by the way? Like, did your parents? Yeah. Wow, that's awesome.
Thanks for that, Mark. I need it.
No, I wasn't trying to find a hole. I was just trying to. I was experienced.
Two-part question, I guess. Do you have any idea on like Eddie's original ending and the whole like Dylan theory? And then what was like any of the greatest Ranger ever dating?
Dan would be very happy to hear you say that.
I'm offended.
I remember conversations about like eventually he would sit us down with a bottle of something and go over the whole ending. I do know that it pretty much kind of went the way that it was going to go. I don't think it didn't at the points that it was supposed to.
Oh, did he actually tell you?
not 100%. I'm still waiting to.
How much percent? Because he last time I asked, he said like, yeah, get me really drunk and I'll tell you.
Yeah, exactly.
But how far did he get?
I don't know. Honestly, I can't even remember. It'd be interesting.
But you remember it was like something similar to what happened? Or?
But basically, it would. I think it would have ended up like, I mean, you know, obviously the series ended and Vengix was still in the Morpher at the end, so Vengix wasn't destroyed. I think it would have been that idea with a little more tied in, with a little more. Well, I mean, there's consequence in that. I don't know. I can't speak to it because I didn't come up with it. I would love to find out.
All I know is I would have gotten a fucking Morphicon. I'm never letting it go, guys. I'm never letting it go. I know, right? Jeez.
Sorry for interrupting. Hi. Out of the 32 episodes you filmed, which one was your favourite?
Episode 10, Ranger Blue.
Mine too.
I don't know about favourites, but I know most memorable was when Snow sort of discovers that she's human, she's fighting the Black Ranger, in the sand dunes, and she cuts herself and she bleeds. Because that day I remember we were fighting on the dunes and I got sand in my eye, and it scratched the crap out of my eye, and I had to go to the doctor, have it washed out. They were checking to make sure that I wasn't going to go blind. And then they sent me back to work. And I had to work with numbing drops in my eye on the beach for the rest of the day. So that's memorable instead.
I think my favourite was the one where all the boy rangers were asleep and the girls got to do their own thing, for sure.
My favourite was the closest to our kind of background. No, actually, I didn't touch on the background, but it was Heroes Among Us when Jim got the Medal of Valor, and it was my favourite because Jim got to kind of like play, well, kind of got to grow a bit outside of like his personality after that. He had some kind of like, I don't know, emotional maturity a bit. Yeah.
Thank you.
There's some journey there.
Huge fan. RPM's the best season.
Fuck yeah.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Alright, so despite being a dark season, there's still weird moments in RPM. But like when Flynn put his chip upside down, there was an explosion to defeat grinders. Was there ever a time where you looked at the script and you were like, holy crap, Flynn does what? Gemma do what?
I think it's kind of the opposite. The second half of the series, I was like, read the whole script and go, oh, I don't do anything.
I remember you bring that up, actually, Harry.
Yeah, there was, as I was kind of alluded to before, there were like, in the second half of the season, once Chip had come in, you know, it's really hard to write for 7 characters and keep it interesting, you know? The whole character.
Yeah, he did it.
Yeah, I think, just kind of, just that kind of being like, what are we going to do? What's going on?
What's the question again? Sorry, go ahead.
I don't know, for me it was that Tanai was blind. I was like, wait, she what now? So my thought there was, does she have robotic eyeballs? Which then made me ask, could she, for fun, pop both of her eyeballs out and like jump with them as a party trick? I was really curious about that, guy. I mean, she could remove her hands, why not just, you know?
Alright, thank you.
No worries.
Hi, how was it working with Disney? And you said that Beast Morphers isn't a sequel to IPM, so you all could go back on there and interact with each other once again.
We didn't get to interact too much with sort of Disney Direct because we were shooting in New Zealand, so I honestly don't have much of an answer for you with that. As far as Beast
Morphers.
I just ate, so clearly I still have food on my mind. Beef Morphers. Sounds like one of the food trucks outside. Yeah, that would have been pretty good, although it would have been interesting to have that be like a continuation of RPM, like post-apocalyptic, you know, 20, 30 years later, you know, we've returned to nature, you know, maybe tech is not so prevalent, but then you wouldn't have Power Rangers, because Power Rangers is all tech, so I don't know. It'd be cool to tie that in.
Yeah, I'd be down for going back and being the old Ranger.
More spandex? You're down for more spandex?
Yeah, you can tell.
Mine was spandex.
It was definitely Spanish.
She's right behind you. She actually is.
Thank you, and I'm sorry you didn't get more of it.
So bitter about it.
Hi, my name is Grant. My question is for Adelaide. Whatever happened to Janai and Ziggy?
Nothing. Nothing ever happened with them. Nothing.
What do you know?
I think tonight just went.
No, I mean like they didn't get along and stuff. Or like are they still friends or are they still fighting or?
I'd say they're probably friends. I'd say he probably calls her panicking. Like, oh my god, I did this thing, the building's on fire and I don't know what I'm doing. And she just goes, alright, okay, deep breath. Where's the fire extinguisher? Oh, I'm sitting on it. Okay, well maybe you might want to put the fire out. Is that all? Ziggy? You good? Good? Sweet, talk to you next month. Hi.
Hello.
There we go.
Hey.
Can you do the Morse?
I remember it. Did he say do them all, or can you remember them all?
I don't think there's any way I can forget.
Alright, go on. Power Rangers. It's morphin' time.
Anybody else?
Yeah, go on. I didn't morph, so I'm just gonna hang out.
Ari, Adelaide, and Li-Ming, I was wondering.
What about me?
Oh,
okay,
sorry. Your fight scene is not so simple. I was wondering as such, because sometimes, filming all day long, you have to put in like, say, 14, 15-hour days and such, and it can be draining. How long did it take for you guys to get that scene choreographed and to, properly execute it?
So the way
choreographed, right? That wasn't really our job.
Yeah, so they basically come in, the second unit, which is the action unit, functions like an incredibly well-oiled machine. And they'll be shooting something over here, and then our stunties that we're going to be doing it with, they'll come, we'll be over here rehearsing it, and they'll be like, this is what we're going to do, this is what we're going to do. So it's pretty quick, but you're also doing it in chunks, so you're not doing obviously the entire thing start to finish. But I mean, honestly I can't really remember, but it would have been in sections. But the whole thing probably would have taken, I don't know, maybe a quarter of a day, half a day. They shoot,
4 or 5 hours.
yeah, they shoot very, very quickly. But the hardest thing about those ones is where you have, it's hard enough doing the fight choreo and making sure that you're not going to punch somebody or get hit yourself. But then when dialogue gets thrown into that as well, it's like trying to rub your stomach, pat your head, and cook a meal at the same time. So it's quite difficult. But yeah, probably about half a day.
Right. Thank you.
How's it going, guys? My question has nothing to do with the TV show, but more growing up, what musical inspiration? I know you guys are from the other side of the world, so what musical inspirations were you guys influenced by, like Kylie Minogue, BB Mac, Savage Garden?
Savage Garden!
Karen Hayes.
Embarrassingly, one of the first albums I ever bought was The Offspring. Actually, live, Throwing Copper live was like one of the. I still think it's one of the best albums. It's so good.
It's a hard one.
It's really
You're asking what we were listening to when we were filming.
No, actually, growing up.
Oh, we're growing up. Oh.
I really love the chorus as well. And there was a band called Bewitched. Remember Bewitched?
That's Club 7.
Oh my god.
They had more than 3 people on this.
I loved Madonna. And I also, when I was a teenager, I used to really love Radiohead, but it's interesting because now I don't feel quite the same passion for them that I did.
I don't know, it's really hard. Well, it's not really a hard question. To be honest, I don't really have a lot of musical inspirations. I don't know, I'm not kind of like that musically inclined personally, maybe? Yeah.
Hello. So your season definitely has a smarter sense of humor than shows usually do on Power Rangers. Do you remember any jokes that did not make the final cut?
Ooh. Keep in mind, we did shoot this 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So,
10 years ago?
yeah.
2008, 2009.
2008 is when we shot it.
Yeah,
We started filming in
shot
2008,
yeah.
and then it came out 2009.
Jokes that didn't make it. I honestly don't know.
I don't know.
I think those scripts are generally pretty final once we go to shoot them.
Yeah, they were pretty concrete, which is actually really nice because there weren't things changing last minute, which is fantastic.
Yeah, not shooting things that you don't need. Yeah, I think, I don't know.
I really made a comment on the joke that had to be reshot.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No worries.
Hello, Louis from Australia to be here.
Oh.
And now I'm talking to a bunch of New Zealanders.
Yeah, right.
Nice. My question is for Mike. You came back as Gem for Hyperforce.
Yes.
And are now doing 10 Candles
Yes.
on RPG.
Yes.
My question is, what's it like doing improv as a actor?
Yeah.
Do you have experience with that?
Yeah, so for those that don't know, he revived Jim on, there's a Twitch channel called Hyper RPG that has a Saban approved tabletop game called Hyper RPG, and they've got their own kind of Hyperforce Rangers, and I returned for as a guest on one of their episodes where we kind of, it was set before, when Jim was still in the Wastes during that period, and we tabletopped there. How was it to improv? Surprisingly, in preparation for that, I didn't really do a lot of prep besides kind of remembering some of the, looking up some of the names of the item, the weapons and stuff they had. But surprisingly, I fell right back into him without a lot. I don't know. I guess he was always there, 10 years later, and then doing it. It was and everyone was. I remember everyone saying "Wow, he's so true to the character again." He was always there, which is, yeah, it was really interesting. Once you have the character, you just improv around it. I think I'm pretty decent at improv, so it wasn't too hard for me in terms of the process. But it was just interesting. The surprising thing for me was just noticing that the character was always there, and just kind of it was easy to make those improv choices around his character choices because he was just the back of my hand the whole time, I guess. Yeah, it's really interesting. But yeah, thanks for the question.
Thank you.
Back to the jokes. Did you guys ever make any of them, specifically the one where you're asking what the functions of all the Rangers are, and your response is that you're Scottish?
I'm Scottish.
So did you guys ever put any artistic input into the jokes, or were they always?
I'm a terrible ad-libber, so I just trusted the writing for my joke. My character wasn't supposed to be a jokester anyway, just more of a snarky, bitchy kind of character.
I think because obviously, basically the history of my character is they didn't really know what to do with the character because the Sentai footage was didn't really do very much that they had to shoot off, so hence why the accent and that the accent that they ended up going with, the Scottish one, really informed kind of the character throughout the season. So obviously I think that was infused into the writing a lot more based off of what I did. But then, you know, things like sweet mother molasses and all this stuff, like that's where all that stuff could come out of. So there's little tiny bits of, like, you know, a little button on the end of the scene or something like that would be improv, but a lot of it was very much kind of like, yeah, that's right.
Hello, I don't really have a question. I just wanted to tell you guys that RPM is actually my favorite season, and I think that the writing was just so on point, the acting was on point, and I think that you guys don't always get the love that you deserve because it's just such a different season compared to the rest of the show, which is a shame just because it was such a solid season overall. So I just wanted to tell you guys, like, thank you for everything that you put into the show because it was a really good season.
Speaking of something like this, isn't it Mighty Morphin Power Rangers going right now? Like, the panel at the same time? Yeah.
Well, me and my family really enjoyed it, and because you did really well acting. But I wanted to ask, did you enjoy doing your role?
Yes.
Most definitely.
It was a lot of fun. I got to just work with dudes in monster suits all day. It was hilarious. It was super fun. I don't know. Didn't watch the Japanese version.
I saw the first episode of Go On, Joe. That was it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We all had a really great time. We could all say that it was a blast.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I had a lot of fun. Yeah, a lot of fun.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Hey, first of all, Ari, I need to say, the beard and the jacket's like a really good combo. It's really a very responsible beard owner.
Responsible beard?
Yeah. Put that on your resume now.
Yeah, you need a license for beards.
You really do. Yeah, anyway, you guys, not your characters, but you as people, what are your favorite foods?
Ooh, mine is steak and pizza.
Like together?
Yeah, I'd definitely do it together.
Pizza on steak.
Sure, or steak and pizza, both. Yeah. But yeah, steak and pizza.
I get a lot of comfort from carbohydrates. I really like fries.
I like how you said that.
And I really like pasta and most of its forms.
I like really flavorful foods, and I like variants in foods. I'll always try something. I ate crickets the other week. I tried it. I really like, I love cooking. I cook a lot, so I just love kind of seeing something and then kind of being like, oh, I'm going to figure out how to make that. So I really like making food. I love eating it too.
Me too.
Do you have a favorite then?
Favorite food? I love breakfast foods, bacon and eggs, in all its forms.
I'm a real carb loader, so anything to do with like pasta, bread, potatoes, I'm super into, and I cook quite a bit as well, but I'm more of a baker than like a cook because I have a crazy sweet tooth. Sugar, anything with sugar in it. I am there with bells on, except for Sour Patch Kids or sour worms because sour foods fucking suck. But yeah, no, candy all day, every day. Yeah.
Almost out of time, so lightning round. Fast questions, go.
Ari, are you Scottish?
I don't want to disappoint you. I do have a little bit of Scottish heritage, but unfortunately I'm not actually Scottish. I'm just putting on an accent for fun.
What was your least favorite episode?
The one where I got sand in my eye.
I would say the last episode because I feel like it didn't end the way that it was supposed to end.
What was filming like on Rain?
What was what? Filming like?
On Rain.
It was brilliant. It was the best job I've ever done. I'm super devastated that it ended. Oh, thank you, Maggie. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. You're so sweet.
Whatever happened to Tenaya generations 8 through 14?
Tenaya 15 ate them.
off. How did you react to the refrigerator cannon?
Ooh, where I took my hand off. Refrigerator cam. You know, I don't know how she did that. I would like to know that as well. Like, was the camera like, you know, wrist? Or was it like in the middle finger, so she was like flicking the bird all the time? I'm not really, was it in like the knuckle? Because that would have been like a good placement so that she could still scuttle, and then like a GoPro, almost. Maybe like popped out of the back of her hand. I don't know. To the cannon? Oh, it was sweet. Yeah, just a casual forearm cannon, like no big deal, just casual. It's fine, I can blow up a small city without even trying. Loved it.
All right, everyone. So sadly, we're out of time. Let's give one final round of applause. Go ahead and see them at their booths. They're going to be there the rest of the weekend, being awesome. As much as they can. Sadly, going to be here today.
I specialize in awesome.
Yes, thank you all so much. As I said, this is my favorite Ranger season and my favorite cast. They were amazing. They still are.
Thanks for coming, guys.